Mm. Ah, see, now you're thinking. I might be a little late. Well, well, well. Can I tell you why I'm a little late? I bet you can find the reason. In your heart. But also, I will tell you. Because, is it Yu-Gi-Oh! Video related? No! Eating food? You're getting there. Not eating food. Right in front of me, I have a cup of a single scoop of black raspberry ice cream. I know what you're gonna say. You shouldn't be eating that. To which I say, yup. But boy howdy is it tasty. So I had to make a decision. They got back like 2 minutes ago. No, I was gonna say that's food. I didn't have it yet. I just got it. So I had to make a decision. Do I go live while I still have like a full cup of ice cream in front of me? Or do I become even more late by finishing the cup? And then I realized it would take me so long to finish this cup of ice cream. What kind of scoop is this? You know what I mean? One scoop and it's like 700 calories worth of fucking ice cream. I say as I like shovel it into my mouth as fast as I can. Fuck, it's tasty. Okay. There we go. Or a used scoop? A store scoop or a used scoop? Store scoop. From like an ice cream parlor of sorts. If it was a me scoop, you would not be seeing me complaining about how much ice cream there is here. And no, you might. I might be like complaining at myself for being like, what was I thinking? That's not one scoop of ice cream, etc., etc. But it does feel like an ice cream like shop, like a place you get ice cream. Their scoops are like the size of a baseball. I always forget that every time I go there. But you can't exactly like ask for less than a scoop. That's crazy. Fuck, it's cold. Oh, but fuck is it tasty. Boom. Do I press continue or new case, by the way? I actually don't know. I think it's continue. Continue sounds right. Start episode 1. Yeah, look at that. Now, once again, this ice cream, it's, I don't know what term I would like to use other than like elastic. Like I go to push the spoon in and it pushes back. It does not want to be eaten. Which is a bad quality for an ice cream to have, but boy howdy is it tasty. Episode 1 me. I gotta give my mouth a break every so often. You can choose to play episode on high roller mode. Move to one save slot and you won't be able to reload your saves while inside the courtroom. Quick saving and quick auto saves will be disabled as well. So remember to save regularly. Ah, fuck that. I'm so bad at remembering to save. Ante for hands will be increased. The minimum mental penalties for energy incorrectly during trial will be increased, but the maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credits this episode. Unlock an exclusive phone charm that can't be earned any other way. Okay, I don't care that much. Off at any time, but in order to turn it back on, you would have to restart the episode. Time-sensitive choices. You can double their duration or disable them entirely in the settings menu. I'm streaming. I might wanna... Testimony segments. Objectionable words or clauses will become red when you prepare to call on them. This additional hinting can be disabled in the settings menu. You can adjust either of these features at any point without affecting your high roller status. High roller mode is intended to encourage risk-taking and discourage save scumming. Consider enabling it if you want to pursue the mystery like a true gambler. As often as you like for the perfectionist. High roller. Pretty like a real gambler. Standard? I do... Sounds like we're actually going to court. It does. Disable... No, I love tutorials, man. Alright, and then I'm going to quickly open my phone, enter settings. Let's see. Cannot be enabled mid-case. I don't see any... Oh, time sensitive. Double the duration, please. That should be enough time for me to talk with it and also choose. Having twice the duration. I still want it to have like some amount of duration, but... Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over. I wanted to thank you for coming over. Figures you notice. Anyone could tell something's bothering you. The first person to say anything. What happened? The police came to see me. In public? No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy. That's a first. Wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts, about yours. I told them I didn't know anything. They must have loved that. Funny. What would you have done? In your shoes, probably curse them out. Yeah, haha, I could see that. Is there anything you want to ask me? No. Not even for a favor in return. No favors lost between friends, I say. That sounds like a toast. Haha, why not? To friends. I'll raise a glass to that. Wah. Glass 'em. Vandalism detected. Incident logged. Recorded at 8:55 a.m. local time. Geospatial data encoded. If I could have all citizens in the area. Fuck off, copper. Visuals impaired. Facial recognition compromised. Pinging nearby opt-ins for collaborating evidence. Hey, he's lighting up every phone on the block. We need to go now, or what? He'll use his outdoor voice? Or he'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can say we're fucked. Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. You do something new with your uniform. Good morning to you, Morgan citizen. This isn't the wolf among us? How do you know that? 1 second. Big old spoon of ice cream into my mouth. Fuck, that's cold still. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. If you like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for it. I've got it. Must be a new coat of paint. You're referring to the act of vandalism that just took place. Only the most recent one. Super cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in the line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers. Oh, thank you. Don't worry, ma'am. A report has been filed and the police are working to resolve the situation. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What's the world coming to? They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed protesting and demonstrating without a permit. I'll help you through the book at them. Disturbance was handled, but individual instances of Volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors. Thanks for the forecast. So does the bleeding stop on its own? Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it. The leakage will dry shortly. That conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I go for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of the city streets, and fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and an ill-fitting belt turns to a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hand in front of his mouth. Yo, 6-1. 61. The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to him. We're going on break. The robot tilts his head to the side. Y'all, you can't work the pillar without Schwinn up on the roof, so I don't know. Take a load off, will ya? Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. Okay. The man already walking away tossed a dismissive way behind him. Yeah, understood. A moment after, the man turns the corner. The robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular. Goddamn coppers, yes. On every street corners. At a bus stop. Or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station. A passionate young man voices his democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear. They declare martial law when I wasn't looking? The small woman beside him hard to appear even smaller, shifts in her seat. Well, they're just doing their job, so. Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. Well, I mean, you continue to live in a capitalist society with, like, working automatons, you know? That's your own damn fault, I guess. Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavily in Uptown, even on the worst days? His audience, captured by virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. No one looks at her knees and pulls her shirt. You're kind of embarrassing me right now. He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepped off of his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimeter. Oh, now that's just a woman with exhaustion in her eyes sighs at holograms floating above her chrome-plated palm. While a rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her. Ellen, walk her around the block. Get her some air, would you? Apparently, this call can't wait. It's louder than a garbage disposal out here. Of course, ma'am. I'd be glad to. The android punctuates the sentence with a sound halfway between a whir and a purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers, if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in the city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. There's a vocal minority that think they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else, you're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern. It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Quack's giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah? Have a good day, Morgan Citizen. It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing and people moving in click-clanking harmony, as smooth as clockwork. If I'm in a worse mood, it would have been a bit too much. 30-year-old, well-developed health. Okay. But I went out last night, so I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. Congratulations for continuing your very unproblematic hobby of murdering innocent people, Morgan. As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give Automated Dependent Assistant Officer Leo my best impression of a salute. Thank you for your service. And of course, he cracks out a mirrored response. Hey, now it's not just murder, it's serial murder. True! No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastards. I didn't come all this way down here to poke fun at the only happily employed class in human history. Create the problem, sell the solution. I guess so. They do be doing that. I came down to make an important purchase. Speak of the devil. She's right there. Today I'm going to buy a gun. Yeah? Okay. An idle mind. Sup 20 AS 69 SS35B SS35A. No staff around, but all the lights are on. Should I have knocked? Sup? Guest personality setting 6, the cool one. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I've probably forgotten more about firearms than you programmed to remember. I bet you can. Tracy acquired a license to carry concealed. Nice. Are you in law enforcement, so you shoot for sport? Business or pleasure? Neither. I asked what you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am. Oh, you know. Assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent. That kind of thing. She do be telling the truth, at least. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to the lower wards for house visits can be... I see you're a lawyer. I guess you'd say I'm in the market for self-defense. We have a wide selection of options for self-defense, in a variety of sizes and calibers, with spread and PA fire options available. My bad. PA stands for pseudo-automatic. I know. But for concealed, it'd have to be at least be small enough too. This would be a lot faster if I just tell the desk what I want. You know what? It would be a lot faster if we were explicit. But I want to have fun walking in here and asking for a very specific model gun is nut behavior. I'm not trying to stand out. Some of the ones I test fired at the range left my shoulder sore for days. Do you have anything more discreet? Right, no problem. Electromagnetic pulse models feature minimal kickback with the highest accuracy. One targeted pulse of electricity can disable attackers at medium to short range, non-lethally and quietly. Sure, they're plenty quiet, but they also have piss poor range, and even sustained fire won't do shit to any modder with installation less than a few years ago. Glorified tasers, barely suitable as party favors for anxiety-stricken college kids. Hopefully not too quiet. I want someone to come running to my rescue. Of course. Would you like to take a look at our mag rails? Bullseye. We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the latest in miniaturized ultra-capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force switch. Slings a slug fast enough to mist a limb at over 30 meters. And it's safe? Of course, ma'am. My bad. 2-factor safeties with GPS and emergency services sync. Won't go off unless you want it to, and someone will definitely come running. All those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police or anyone who can dupe their tool set to lock you out of your own gun with the flip of a switch. You can walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect. How do we get started? Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill, so is there anything worth checking out around the shop? Yeesh! Would it kill you to clean up a little? Guess the desk kindly asking customers to not litter can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep it up. Wait, is this trap just flyered? Scannable? Stagnancy theory, really? We got a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here? Oh boy. Me when I get to read? Alright, let me get some more ice cream. I'm almost done, so... Renowned net philosopher Corbane Cortho, real name withheld, offers to take you on a deep dive into the global trends and sociological patterns that have driven our planet to the halting point in his groundbreaking and controversial seminar. Moore's Law used to be the benchmark. Now it feels like a pipe dream. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space, of artisan crafting, virtual wonders that made the confines of our own reality seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spent all their time and efforts kicking the can of climate crisis down the road, while their more fortunate peers spend their most productive working years in search, engine optimization, and customer experience design. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they help create. Without mass consumer demand, tech no longer has the evolutionary pressures to be as small and as powerful as possible. Stagnant waters, only parasites and disease grow aplenty. The only cure comes from you taking action. Okay, so just being correct. Got it. Another link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection dish. Or a state honeypot if you want to be paranoid. You better burn this shit before some neat freak idiot picks it up and gets arrested. Read. Don't let the data pad here. What's in the news today? Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware. Vulgarity. Their internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief, most commonly known as Lobo, has seized a cache of vital keystone data files belonging to the Tetra Metallics Group, according to the press release from the mining conglomerate. In a blitz of cross posts on 90 different socials, translated into all 11 dominant languages, the supposed hacktivist, radical conservatist, and gentleman thief made clear their intent to ransom said files back to their lawful owners at severe cost. Though the posts were quickly flagged and quarantined thanks to user reports, Lobo's latest manifesto, which we have declined to publish here on grounds of journalistic integrity and due to the strong language contained within, has remained in circulation thanks to a loose network of rogue data harbors. In addition to a sizable monetary ransom, Lobo put out a list of demands that spanned pages. Most prominent among them was a call for de-escalation of all conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator. Sources at Tetra refused to confirm or deny reports that Lobo's captured data impacted only their billing services, but said that the corporation could not in good faith resume distribution until the ransom situation was resolved. Market prices for rare earth metals surged following the hacking attack, as supply halted and demand rose, stoked by memories of catastrophic supply chain disruptions in the mid-21st century. A spokesperson for Mining In's Progress, a lobbying group that represents the rare earth metal industry, calls Lobo's repeated attacks acts of terror against the free market. Whoa there, looks like you're not logged in. Want to take care of that real quick? Lobo again, or someone using their name. Suppose it doesn't matter if they're the original or not, as long as they're a genuine threat. No one can snare a corporation as much as Tetra without serious skills. It does seem consistent with Lobo's politics, making demands for de-escalation. Nice! Not the first time Lobo voiced their displeasure with the decades-old simmer of conflict around the tropics. Unless the rare earth metals powering all of our batteries and fueling all of our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, now the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon. True. Hate these kind of screens. Gotta look at them with your nose turned up or else they start eye tracking. Next thing you know, they're saying hello on the first name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing. I can skim the headlines at least. Why the 12-6 work week gives us more free time than ever. I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI. It made me the happiest I've ever been. Okay. How term limits are anti-democracy. Fuck off. Woof. Yeah, true. Woof. Transfusions from warm androids save soldier's life. That one's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it's... Seems like that's the last thing. Some kind of news program playing on the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel with content more political than the smiling micro apartment flippers. I'm proud. But this is a gun store after all. Power is always political. Wait, how long has it been? Shouldn't take that long for them to get my gun properly bugged. I'm sorry, we received a breaking news story. We're seeking confirmation and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of the Turing solution, Dr. David Asher, has passed. What? Proprietary Vantage automated dependent management system along with the Animate series of androids. Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic, or no, they wouldn't risk. Fake news, but why? Perhaps best known for his breakthrough in the field of machine learning and language, misinformation may be trying to author many of the developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and market dominance. David Asher is dead? Including the popular Death series of smart UIs. That's very sad. I didn't ask. Sorry, I just... Commands only. Understood. Will you be paying with cash or credit? Debit. She didn't do that, as far as we know. Maybe she felt a little spicy. The gun was lighter than I expected. They still got cash around? That's the part that's unrealistic. A real gun should always be heavy, greater than the sum of its parts. That's one of the things I like about them, their weight. They're like anchoring the world around them. Like they're a fixed point in time. Like everything else is just relative to them, either closer or further to the end. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from. Morgan's apartment. When we pretend debit meant to represent true. Didn't realize I was home until my hand was on the door. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pocket for. My lighter. Golden, polished, tastefully ergonomic, and fine and expensive. And a good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is. The only smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much for your personal style, but they don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with bad, expensive taste. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it anyway. Your friend, David. News might have more information by now. Or not. Looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble, auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes. Reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. The raw, authentic emotion brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors of the world. There's nothing about his death, not even a time window. He died this morning. Was he found dead in his bed? Maybe she didn't do it. Maybe. Has he been dead for days while Noble's just been waiting for the right time to let it leak? Or did he die last night while I was out screwing up? Phone call better not be work related. I'm not in the right mood. Oh, Morgan, hey, thanks for picking up so fast. She's Jessica Starling. Who asked me to call her? Hi, Jess. Listen, I need to. I've already seen the news. What? Oh, of course you have. Duh. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. With the company and their people and all the. What I mean is, if it were up to me, you would have been the first call I made. For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant. About 1,000 other Noble employees above her on the ladder would have had to get axed, but it's alright, Jess. No one's ever really knows what to do with these kind of things. Still, I'm sorry you had to hear it from a stream Chiron. What difference does it make how the information gets to me? I got stumbled upon his corpse myself and I would feel mostly the same. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway. Yeah. If I want more information, she's the best source I'm going to get, maybe for weeks. What to ask at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial first, but she's probably short on time. I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened? The police, they think he took something. Suicide? The police are already involved? They say it was some kind of poison or God. Noble's got a lot of weight to the bludgeon of the state with, especially in this city. I would think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days. Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you. Of course, Jess, whatever you need. Whatever you need? A bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. It's not like my day was really salvageable anyway. I'd like to bring you up here to David's place. What do you mean? There's something I have to give you. You're not handling his will already, are you? The police are involved. It'll be a while before. No, I'm sorry. It's not like that. Before he... No, please don't hold back on my account. David asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work related, but he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it's turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me to do, I like to get it done. I don't like showing up at crime scenes more often or more quickly than strictly necessary. That's when I only have to worry about the police. With Noble looming all over this, security will be doubled and scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There's no logical reason to agree to her request. Swing by my place with the cab, yeah? That's my own morbid curiosity. Right, of course. Thanks, Morgan, thank you. Wait, I almost forgot. But what is it? You don't happen to have anything you could wear in black, do you? Morgan likes to be a little bit funky with it sometimes. In transit, the AutoCAD hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto a canopy superhighway steadily and suddenly all at once. Not much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. Canopies always felt very arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added onto, never finished, never planned. It's clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make. But the end result's still ugly, and it feels like it could fall apart at any moment. You okay, Morgan? You look a little car sick. The whole time the phrase, she's just like me for real, is bouncing around in my head. Hopefully not too much like you're just like her for real. You look a little car sick. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But if I ignore her text now, she'll probably send more later. Testing with a witch. Hey, Fat Freckles. Saw your friend Usher on the news. Rip. Thank you. We're trying to be sincere. Worth the shot. Ha 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 ha. We all have our strengths. God damn, you were one passive aggressive little girl. Why does all your Philly APT go out the window whenever you talk to me? PT doesn't work on you. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect. True, true, went the train. See, Freckles, you can be very insightful when you aren't too busy side-eyeing the whole world. Wonder where I picked that up from. Not from me? I'm pretty sure you were bored muttering insults under your breath. The nurses tried to make you cry and you responded by giving them self-esteem issues. Do you ever have dealings with Noble? 10 out of 10 shift in the conversation. Subtle as a car crash. Subtlety doesn't work on you either. Well, it might, if you were good at it. I like the pause. This is me asking you for advice. Okay. I guess this never sunk in, because you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep. My clients were all celebs, the rich and famous. I didn't have that many dealings with the Megs that owned their likeness. Is it really that different? Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side, so they pay smart people like me to clean up their messes. But Megs don't like people seeing them at all, period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to killing. Gross. Hard workers with a lot of stressed event, or fucking. One of the two. Hard workers with a lot of stressed event. Stop. Do you have any actual help to offer? Truth be told, I did have this one run-in where I got into corporate intrigue. Why? Because I got caught up the blank of nice poster girl. God damn it. Hard worker, a lot of stressed event. Ha ha ha. That's to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need. I'm gonna let that slide because I know you're in mourning. Look, corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts, huffing glue and playing roulette on their phones, while fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So don't expect them to play nice just because Asher was your pal. My actual advice is get whatever you're owed. Then get out of there as fast as fuck, boy. That's a beautiful thought, Auntie. I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funerals. What's a Viking funeral? A dignified ceremony where the body's set out to sea on a boat. Then they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the ocean. Try not to linger, Freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their arrows. Thanks. What the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I worked harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week. Should have worked smarter, lol. If you want to go there, you did literally fall asleep on the job. At the Christmas party. Sweet dreams. What is that? What is that? She corrects herself the same way I do. Fuck. Why do you have that? Why do you have that? It's not even accurate. Work parties are still work, Freckles. I only have my eyes closed. Because all you old farts had your cameras on flash. What's up, Sant? Rainbow worm? Not yet. Morgan, is something wrong? You're sweating. Just deleting some spam. Masters. Wait, hold the fuck up. Victoria Masters. Depends on the time of the day. AB. Lawyer to the rich and famous, semi-retired. Handsome men, pretty women, expensive liquors. Clingy people, prudish people, flying commercials. 24 karat, difficult to verify. Cigarettes and other adult stuff. Starling. Executive assistant at Noble Electronics. Dancing, buying shoes, reselling shoes. Hangover, soft mattresses. Machismo. Her earnest smile. Bar hopping in the lower wards, reading the stock market. Morgan. Criminal defense attorney. Trigonometry, rooftops, bonfires. Sunburn bats, karaoke. Exercise by swimming. Hidden talent, baking. Body count. You cannot ask someone that. True. David Asher. Lead program at Noble. Street food, crowds, fishing. Brain freeze? Oh, well, I got some bad news for you, brother. Eyeglasses, custom devised by Fiamma. Shampoo expensive, sense of humor unique. Well, we're probably never going to figure that one out. On account of him being dead. We got a couple more minutes of sprawling through the canopy's guts before we reach David's part of the city. Uptown, or better half. Gleaming opera houses and towering corporate apartments. Boutique shops with more cameras than customers. Penthouses stacked up upon penthouses in a frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. All ringed in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. The joke is that uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level. Not much of a punchline there, it's basically true. By now, his whole block must be swarmed with cops, themselves surrounded by media and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy the last few moments of calm. But the storm's coming either way. I'd rather use this time to try and find my footing. Actually, Jess, if you got a second, I was curious about that headline. I saw that headline, by the way, the one where your warm android saved that soldier's life. Oh yeah, pretty feel good, huh? Don't you think? Some folks at the company must be in high spirits lately, I take it. That's what I thought when I first heard about it, but I don't know, maybe upper management's never happy? Because they're still just riding sales harder than ever, pushing the traditional consumer markets. They'd start building a pitch for Congress the day the story dropped. Big patriotic campaign telling everyone why we need a contract for warm androids in the military. But I haven't heard about them moving stuff around or anything like that. Maybe it's all above my pay grade. All the corporate power and money in the world. They're still such joyless assholes that they won't even celebrate their victories. Damn. Remind me, how many years did you and David work together? Oh, I started with the company about 4 years ago. They offered me a temp contract when I was graduating. I was put in HR right in the middle of a hiring burst, so I spent 2 months in the Warrens. Then an aptitude test got me fast-tracked to mid-low management. Sorry, Warrens? Oh, that's just what we called the company dorms back then on account of all the people. Plus, it was underground. Didn't see the sun that first month. My skin got so dry. Is that normal in your industry? Normal for everyone I've ever worked with. Except David, of course, but I mean, he was the best. Yeah. One Tuesday morning, Dr. David Asher walked right up to my desk like I had won the lotto. Said I should come work for him. Dr. David Asher directly. On a random Tuesday morning like it was nothing. He didn't like to do things on Mondays. Said people were always too tired to get anything done anyway. Yeah, that's right. He did say that. I should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping him organized and occasionally straightening his tie. He was a good boss. He was a good guy. Yeah. When did you last speak with him? In person? Thursday. Thursday afternoon. Okay. I assume you do. Probably smells like sweat and bleach down there. Bleh. That's true. Bleach is one of those smells that like permeates too. He seems normal. Okay. I mean, I didn't. So So not really anything, Jess. You're right, thanks. Thursday's the last time I saw him. That was when he asked me to meet with you. I'm guessing you've already been to his place? Yeah, it's a real mess over there. It's that bloody? Oh God, no, not that kind of mess. I just mean with the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the lawyers, each of them with their own network of drones and all their droning. Like a pool or a laundromat or your Christmas man. It's very, it's a very high productivity atmosphere is what I mean. Were you able to get over there? When were you able to get over there? Well, I got a call from legal late last night. They weren't exactly delicate in breaking the news to me. Last night. They said they needed my help sorting all of his... Well, you know how he left things organized sometimes? He's been dead since last night, and they're kept that under wraps that long? No, there are a lot of powerful people in his circles, but to stop it from leaking for over 12 hours? That seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. Seems more like there's something they're actively trying to suppress. So you found out last night. Right, last night. Oh God. I'm sorry, I should have told you as soon as I found out. Really, it's alright. Do you see anything? No, I still haven't actually seen him at all. He was airlifted to the hospital ASAP and that's where he passed, so... But well, I didn't get the impression that the cops had been there that long. Not compared to the lawyers. They and the rest of the company people seem pretty entrenched. Noble set up camp before the police even arrived. What time would that have been? I guess I got around 9 p.m. Yeah, because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode and I got locked out of everything but my work stuff. Sent my last blah at 9:13. See, gonna expire whoever put me in heels this morning. It was me. They can do that to your phone, lock you out of social media? Of course not. Well, unless I'm on the clock or off the clock, but on company property. Then they can remote all my tech. Yeah, how convenient. So if I got in at 9 p.m., I'd guess the rest of the company people have been there since 8:30? I hadn't been there more than a few minutes before the mood changed. What about the hospital declaring him dead had started to leak? I see. He died after he reached the hospital. That's unexpected. It's 2086. You might be in trouble if you get stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in the emergency room, but other than that, if you reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize almost any patient within a few moments. And Noble Electronics' lead programmer would have a very good doctor. So what the hell happened? Was she mistaken? Was he just not officially declared dead until reaching the hospital for some reason? Or hard to think about, I know. Yeah. Or hard to believe. Jess, I have to wonder, what kind of request did David make of you that it couldn't wait a few days? Right, of course. He asked me to give you something. Something. He's trying to build suspense, right? It's just, well, I don't know exactly what it is. You have no idea. He asked me to give you the contents of his safe. Are we headed to the bank then? No, see, he has this private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it. Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurate to call it a storage locker or a false wall. All he told you was he wanted me to have what's inside. Right. He's very clear about that part. Your eyes only, straight into your hands. Handle it in person, he said. Strange. It's all pretty analog for someone as technically gifted as David. Coming from anyone else, I'd call it paranoid. But David was never paranoid, even when he had every right to be. He wanted this handed a certain way. It must be for a good reason. So, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct? Yeah, Thursday. And he passed last night, Friday. Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when he met, he had already decided? It's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing. More importantly, it's not helpful. The dead don't have anything to offer the living. I should know. True, you should know. You're probably right. Besides, we'll need to focus. Judging by the size of the crowd I'm looking at, it looks like we're about to jump into the thick of it. 10:34 a.m. Okay. Noble Employee Housing Building Platea. Lobby. And I thought there were a lot of people here before. There's like 4 people here. Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan? Just kidding, right? It sounds right airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists, heads peeking over shoulders around signs. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about the edges of the police line, the heat of their panicked anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people? But well, there's always been people with strong feelings about our products. Androids step forward into the mob, gently, firmly, unfeeling, parting with the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerged from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This is all technically company property, isn't it? Yep. David had the penthouse all to himself, but every other floor tenants are Noble employees too. An uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble. Wave hello to your Noble neighbors in the morning and make sure to request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. They don't actually do that last part, I think. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? Yeah, it's a pretty standard benefit, actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard and the company will have you set for life. And after. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everyone just glad to be working. Feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we can just skip all these checkpoints? Ha ha ha. No. Absolutely not. So who do we need permission from? The cops or the company? My request went through, so we should have the go-ahead from both at this point. We won't need to go near the actual, it's still called a crime scene if it's not technically a crime. I don't want to think about how many suits Noble's paying to debate that question right this very instance. David's vault is the penthouse basement. We can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We have to ride straight up to the rooftop veranda, walk in his front door, and then head down. It just says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died then. Okay. If we just flash my ID card at any problem that comes up, including him. Hey, ladies. Look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. If anyone else buy, we won't be able to maintain. Huh? You're that lawyer, Morgan. You caught me, detective. How long has it been? It is London. Let's go. Feels like it's been ages. Oh, dears. Not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope. I'll live. I don't see the spunky one around. She taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm. Detective Rise is around. Why? You miss her that bad? I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. You two know each other? Yes, Starling. Meet Homicide Detective Raisin London. It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise. As you might have guessed, a detective and I are acquainted. Comes with the line of work. Morgan's being honest, sweetheart. We're practically blood. Oh, wow. Me, sweetheart? Something wrong, Starling? No, nothing's wrong. But close as we are, I still can't let her walk in off the street and onto the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today. Play by the rules, so there is a game afoot. What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity? You're a criminal defense attorney and we're at a crime scene, calling an old man's intuition. Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though, do they? They rely on evidence. Oh, I don't rely on it, don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and then, when my back acts up. Oh, cool. Guy gets a bit of gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Is that what I can do with the gray in my hair? I can act like a goddamn cowboy? Noted. Write that down. Well, I'm afraid your intuition is off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter. The deceased wasn't your client. No, that would have been a conflict of interest. Conflict of you two knew each other. I see. In that case, well, I'm going to give you my condolences. Thank you. But I could really use a bit of your help. You sure rally fast. Jess. Right. We have this clearance here, detective sir, from legal, which allows us. That's right, little lady. I trust you. You can leave the paperwork hoisted for now. Little lady. We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, detective. All right, why not? How generous. I can afford to be generous today, because if I screw up, the Jester's a lobby full of suits and cops. Rainbow word now. Give me a second. I'm about to get to the damn thing. Plenty of folks at hand ready to pick up the slack. Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions. Hey, you can always ask, Tiger. I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me. Alright, see now this is a good point. Take out the phone. Save. Now this is a game that keeps all of its stuff while the game's, well, even if the game's not open. Ba, ooh, ba, ooh, ba, ba. Bam, 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 bam. Isaac, go! Look at that! I need an item. You can't be asking for Rainbow Worm and then be silent until Rainbow Worm. Rainbow Baby? Robo Baby. Fuck. It's a passive, but it's not a familiar. Honestly, this is about as bad as a guess as it can be. Because type, no matter what you type in on the first one, right? It gives you the information. Shot passive 2. You don't want it to be a passive. I want it to be a passive. I can't remember actives for anything. They might be far less actives, but here's the problem. How many actives do I know the description for? And when you realize that that percentage is lower than the number of passives I know, actives, passives. Passives I know, well, I do know most of the actives by heart, I think. I don't. I simply do not take them, you know? Anyway, I'm trying to think of like a good passive with maybe like... Could be white. Could be white. Like the map? Black, brown? That's a pretty good one. Not shop. Black or brown, not flash. Danny Phantom? Not shop. Black or not blue. I'm making fun of your disability again? Damn, what the fuck? Huh. Not tears. Lump of coal, perhaps? That's tears, but it would give me a lot of information. Okay, so it's brown. Brown, passive, sacred orb? That's 4. Angel secret character repentance is not what I like to see. Chests? Guppy's eye? No. Chests. I bet it's evil eye. I don't think so. Not this time. Brown chest, angel or secret room. Chests. Chests. Not shop, so it's not mom's key. That's not the item pool. That's just the description. Secret room chest. Secret room chests. Isaac's tomb? Isn't that an active item? You don't know that it's not Angel Room? I can't think of an Angel Room item that affects specifically just chests. It'll give us info. I think you're right on that. It will give us some info. What the fuck? It is a passive! What? Huh? Huh? The fuck does this item do? Wow. Chest stuff. Of the devil fold FSX. True. Spawns an old chest at the start of each floor. Old chests are similar in appearance to locked chests and likewise require a key to unlock with the color of a normal chest and a worn down appearance. When opened, they contain one of the following: 1 to 3 soul hearts with a 43% chance, 3 trinkets 42, an old chest item at 10, and an angel room item. Wow, that's a crazy strong item. What the fuck? Beast has tainted forgotten. 3 trinkets to go hard with smelter, and this is a passive, so it even works. Damn, alright, that item's got hands. Rainbow worm, yeah, that makes sense. Less than colored. Okay, how about, you know what, I'm feeling cancer today. Fuck. And it's not helpful. How about, secondhand? 11 red. The fact that this is all correct, but it's not it is crazy to me. Blasting gap? No, it's not. It's too long. Equality, probably not long enough. Too long. Too long. Rosary bead is Wrath of the Lamb, I think. Lore enter? That's true. That is weird. There's no way it's red patch. Short fuse. That's 10. Description? Items room chance. Crown? Wicked crown? Bloody crown? Yeah, those are the same length, actually. Yo, where is this? Rebirth. Rebirth items rune chance. Is it Rosemary Bead, actually? Yeah, it is. Fuck. I thought that was in fucking Wrath of the Lamb. Damn it. Man needs to count. Look, I'm not gonna count. And you know why? I don't need to. Unnecessary. Vibe-based guessing. Me when fired. Easy enough. Jars? No. Alright, we got some baller ass items here now. Time to figure out what's what. Birthright can do anything. Glitch crown affects items. This affects items. I don't think anything else affects items. Obviously, birthright, this and this all affect items. Maybe Guppy's tail? Almost. The knife? Yeah, items with question mark description. Simply get lucky. Curse room, okay. Makes sense that birthright has a question mark description. It has like 600 billion effects. Ditto. Okay. All right. Normal 1 stage, fully evolved, in a forest, Gen 1. Not Tauros, not Kangaskhan, not Chansey, not Clefable or Clefairy, not Wigglytuff, not Ditto, not Porygon, not Snorlax. Is there a 1 stage bird in Kanto? Like a normal flying type? Yes. No! Farfetch'd evolves. No, it doesn't. Farfetch'd does not evolve. Farfetch'd Galar evolves. There we go. Now I'm thinking. That is Litleo. Strict training is how it learns its flowing double scale chop technique. Wah! Gabite? Garchomp? Water. Oh. Did what? Yeah. Double chop is a move used by these two, which is why. Crab? Yeah, not crab, otter. Oh, this one's easy. Now I just have to remember, this isn't Clauncher, it's the other one. No, it is Clauncher. I just spelled it wrong. Happens. I know Yoshi's not here, but for Yoshi... Fuck. Oh well. Oh fuck, it's the weekend. Oh boy, here we go. Alright. Clearly flirting with the person who picked the first dice. Okay, so Earl Grey cannot have the trophy. Messenger says... Lady Violet wanted to escape blackmail. Easy today. The person who wanted to eliminate a spy was in the Caddyshack. Okay. A bottle of wine was brought by a member of them, which is Sagittarius. 1 Sagittarius, 2 Sagittarius. Bottle of wine was from the first 2. So far, so good. A lone golf ball was found under a diving board. Diving board. Fool me. The person with a poison cocktail wanted to win an argument. An alcohol detector gave a positive reading on General Coffee. You definitely had the cocktail, which is nice because that means we know what your thing was. We also know where you weren't a little bit. We know you're not here, and we know you're not here. Uncle Midnight did not bring a sack full of golf balls. Hey now, Lady Violet was on the tennis courts. Possible, go on. Uncle Midnight was not in the cabbie chat. Possible. As a lady, I will say this. First place trophy was in the Caddyshack. There must be a way I can determine who's incorrect here. Was in the Caddyshack. Uncle Midnight can have the first place trophy. Did not bring a sack of golf balls. Midnight was not in the Caddyshack. Caddyshack tennis courts. Is there anything we can do to solve this? Lady Violet was not in the Caddyshack. Was on the tennis courts. It's still a possibility. The motives here are kind of right now, Lady Violet was on the tennis courts. If that's true, what does that change? Not much. Honestly, if we can get where Earl Grey was doing, that would be better. I guess we would. If you're on the tennis courts, we would be able to determine that you are here. Can you be here? Yes. Men's lounge. The tennis courts. If you are not here, then your weapon was the trophy. And if that's the case, you are lying. But that might be fine. Wait, hold on. Keeping track of this board is going to be annoying, but I think this is it. And we know you aren't there, so you must be here. Because you're lying, which means Lady Violet was on the tennis courts. That's true. Uncle Midnight did not bring the golf balls. You were here. You were here. Uncle Midnight was not in the Caddyshack. Fuck! Wait! No! I didn't want to see that. Well then. This is okay. This is fine. If that's the case, we know you're telling the truth, which means the first place trophy was in the Caddyshack. Which is... had this motive. Which motive is that? This one. Which means neither of you two can you can't have the first place trophy. Which means you had the golf balls. Which means you were here. Okay, so far so good? Question mark. Alright, Lady Violet was on the tennis courts. Well, that's not true. So if we know that this is not true, then these two are true. You did not bring the golf balls. True. So far, so good. Was not on the tennis courts. And then Uncle Midnight was not in the Caddyshack. You were in the Caddyshack. If you were in the Caddyshack, we know what you had. Because you had this. I think that is consistent. So all we gotta do is figure out what Uncle Midnight's motive was. Well, we know nothing. Wait, hold on. This had a motive. No, nope, no motive. What had a motive? This had a motive. Does that line up? It does line up. How about this? That also lines up. Fuck. Shit, wait. We have some location stuff. Caddyshack wanted to eliminate a spy, which means you wanted this. If you were here, if you wanted to break into the industry, then break into there it is. Okay. Eliminate spy. So far so good. Everything works out. This is just the last thing we need to do. But I don't know if I can. I think this goes across. We have this square here and this square here and this square here. And all of it is basically exactly it. The men's lounge. It's not this, and this is this. Men's lounge is not eliminated. Correct. It could be either one of these. Same for this. We have the motive. It's the location. Uncle Midnight was not in the caddy shop. True. Why did we know he was in the caddy shop? Not in the tennis. Oh, because of the trophy. Right. No, he was not in the tennis. Tennis, men's lounge. I don't really have anything for this. I doubt I'd have to guess. I'm in this like perfect square moment here. This, either of those. This is this, either of those. Guessing isn't needed. So did I miss something or? Bottle of wine was brought by one of these two. Correct. In the caddy shack. Am I missing a piece of information? This really is annoying. I'm missing like exactly this information, this block right here. And it'd be valid no matter what I put in, which doesn't seem right. We know his ass is lying. Uncle Midnight. Because if Lady Violet's telling the truth, we have the locations. So what am I fucking missing? Caddyshack, diving board. Pool. Tennis courts. What's wrong here? What happens if I press the help button? Okay, there is no contradictions with anything here when I fill into the board, but I'm missing information. Like, even if I went like this, that's just as valid as if I went like this. Neither of them is incorrect. We have nothing for the tennis court. The only thing for the tennis court is Lady Violet was on the tennis court, which we know is not true. Doesn't give us any actual information. The men's lounge is literally never brought up. Graph reference, suspect plus motive. That's it, right? Here's this. Here's this, and here's that. It's a perfect square. I did not bring a sack full of golf balls. Check. Lady Violet was on the tennis court. Check. Uncle Midnight was not in the Caddyshack. True. As a lady, I'll say this. The first place trophy was in the Caddyshack. Yep, everything's correct. All of these are correct. Wait. Ah! Okay, something's fucked up here. Wait, 1 second. Clear my board. Clear my board. This board is garbage. Let me do this again. I noticed the contradiction. This is here. It has to be. Oh, Gray. He's flirting with the person at the first place trophy. Lady Violet wanted to escape. Blackmail. First one, eliminated spy, was in the Caddyshack. Bottle of wine was brought by a member of these two. Oh, wait. There's 2 alcoholic beverages. That's the problem. I see. A bottle of wine was drawn by one of these two. An alcohol detricate positive readings on general coffee. Which means this, which is still important. Person. poison cocktail, wanted to win an argument. Golf ball and pool. And okay. So what information do we have for sure? You can't be here. Can't be in the caddy. What? And now Lady Violet was on the tennis courts. Yeah? Uncle Midnight did not bring a bag of this, sure. I need to figure out who has the trophy. On the tennis courts. Uncle Midnight was not in the caddy shack. I'm gonna assume Uncle Midnight is telling the truth. Why does it feel like I have less location data than I did before? Person wanted to eliminate a spy was in the caddy shack. No one here really cares about that. Golf balls cannot be in where? Win an argument is these two. Which is fine, I guess. Does anything here give us information? I guess so, right? First place trophy was in the caddy shack. If that's true, right? Then what? Nada? I think that was on the tennis courts. I think that has to be true. If you were in the tennis courts, you can't have these two. Because you had the trophy. First place trophy was in the caddy shack, so you're lying. If you're lying, then these two are telling the truth. Uncle Midnight did not bring this, which means you brought that. If you brought that, that means you were here. Let me just double check. Uncle Midnight was not in the caddy shack. So you might be lying to me again. Give me a second. Midnight did not bring it. Uncle Midnight was not in the caddy shack. Lady Violet was on the tennis court. First place trophy. Okay. Fine and good. Now we can start to solve things. A little bit. Caddy shack. Uncle Midnight was not in the caddy shack. Oh, it doesn't matter. I have all of this filled in. Which is all I need. Okay. 20 minutes, no big deal. That didn't take me long at all. Shut up. Shut up. Any Akinator guesses today? Spiffo, what the fuck? Mascot of the popular survival game Project Zomboys. Is that what you mean? I can try. No. Is also in Terraria? Oh shit. I'm gonna be honest, this does not have a gender identification for Spiffo. No, there it is. He. There you go. Human head, no. Animal ears. Yeah. Wear clothes. No, not really. From a video game. Nope. It's a mascot. No. No. Cat-like? No. Not a rabbit. Not in a movie. He's got a backpack sometimes? Yeah. Sometimes. I'm not sure if sometimes is enough. Does your character kill? No. I guess this is probably true. It's a mascot. That's brown. Kill zombies? I don't know. It's a mascot. It doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, you're struggling now, aren't you? They do have fur. Not linked with sports. Not right. Posting a tutorial message. That's what I'm saying. Come from the internet? Yeah? I'm gonna go with yeah. An adult? Don't know. Small? Looks small to me. Red? No. Orange? Yeah, it's orange. Yeah, that's orange. Hamster? No. Wear a hat all the time? No. Speak English? Yeah. YouTube animation? No. Fox? No. 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 Dog ears? Nope. Raccoon ears, brother. Not a cat. Korean? Not as far as I can tell. From a video game. Pause. Quick paw check. Pause confirmed. Free to play game. I don't think so. Is Project Zomboid? Buy on Steam. Okay, good enough. Is your character in the apocalypse? Yeah, something like that. A raccoon. Ah, fuck! Probably. Yes. Yes. He got it? I think he got it. Now I gotta deal with like 24 questions of nonsense. He is from Kentucky? Oh, really? I don't see that anywhere on the list. That's where the game takes place? What the fuck? Orange hair. It's fur, not hair. Well, that's information that would be good to know on the list. Orange ears? I would describe them as mostly orange, yes. Probably. Not a YouTuber. I'm glad we got to this part of the game again. Alright. Live in America. Well, now I know the answer to that. It's yes. Okay, now I can re-answer your question. Yes, they're from Kentucky. Dark skins. Not particularly. No. Yes. No. 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 Short hair. No. Fur, once again. Yup. 1,050 times. Crazy. Crazy that he got it. Alright. 1 second. London! Homicide detective first class. Fall colors, morning air, dimples. Touchscreen, cheap earbuds, white room. Both? Coming up with nicknames, remembering birthdays. I feel you, brother. Okay, bye, nerd. What the fuck? Looking tired, buddy. You're looking a bit haggard. How long have you been here anyway? Since this morning. But civilized folks don't call it morning when the street lights are still on. Even if you got here around 1 or 2 in the morning. That still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had the lay of the land. Sounds like you could use a break. I could use a retirement package. Hey, you're a lawyer, right? According to all my business cards. Think I could sue for elder abuse? Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. You would lose, though. I already regret asking. Why have they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway? A man is dead, and he wasn't killed by fire, a vehicle, organized crime, or disinformation. As far as we know. So at the moment, homicide's technically not the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got eyes on us. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing that news seems to agree on is that David passed away. Sorry, but if you're asking for details, no, thank you. We're not letting them make this into a parade. Yet. We do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation. He's declining to say victim. Detective. Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years. Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone. Can you tell me if he killed himself? It looks like that's the case. I see. Thank you for telling me that, Dr. Ash. Yeah, you're, well, sorry. Another round of guarded words. David was an important man and it has only been a few hours. But all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever's happened to David, it wasn't cut or dry. You boys and Noble all getting along with each other, sharing your toys? Some of the younger ones are bristling. I always played well with others, counselor. And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security? They've given us access and they say it's full. Some big penumbra system, top of the line coverage, top to bottom of the building. The size of the data stream's torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all. A more conspiratorial man might think that was intentional. Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide? Maybe. Wait, they gave you full access to the penumbra. That means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff. The penumbra pulls data from any androids connected to the building's net, but that's not much help since there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right. Now, I heard the rumors. Never put much stock in them, but it's true. Asher never owned a single android. Never. Well, I suppose I might do the same if I was the genius who programmed them all. Every time they open their mouths, it'd just be, His own lip service refactored 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. So that means all you have to investigate with are the penthouse security cameras. Yeah, actually more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of this, ladies. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics. One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field. Some people felt that way, sure. Do you think anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Remind me, which one of us is a detective again? You really won't let me pick your brain? You already know the answer. Yes. Ads are controversial, androids specifically. We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but no need to quote the handbook at us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate. It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career? Every last one of them lost their job because their bosses, their flesh and blood bosses, fired them. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless because unlike us, they're all insured. And besides the point, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports. True, nice to have at least one thing we can make in this country. That's right, Noble only outsourced the production of a small handful of internal components. Every other component of the manufacturing practice is proudly done right here at home. Without doubt, everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy. Alright, now listen, I don't mind being helpful, and I am trying to be sensitive here. We really do have a lot on our hands at the moment. So I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet and ideally fast. Well, our business is just in the basement, David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top floor of the roof, so the basement would be second to last floor, if you want to be technical, detective. The point is, we don't need to go to the kitchen or the parlor. We'll go straight to the back of his workshop and then head downstairs. The kitchen, the parlor. I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself. Wow, an escort, like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman? Huh? Yes, he's... Lead the way, detective. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through the checkpoints and into the elevator. As it climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathered outside and its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worse, brand loyalists. Idiots led around by their nose their whole lives, following the must of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning. Today's trail having led them here for half reasons they couldn't put into words even if their lives depended on it. They're like insects. And they look like them from up here. They probably already prepared their spin. Misunderstood genius of Dr. David Asher, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I'll never understood. They could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable. Some random photogenic employee or a fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have mind. He never wanted the attention of the chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work with his eyes fixed ahead. Noble employee housing. Building. Platea. Penthouse. This is what? His laboratory? His shop, he called it. How down to earth. It's messy here. David was always disorganized. Why a programmer needed to make such a mess just to run tests on computers, I'll never. But sloppy as he could be, he didn't like it when others people saw it. If he was leaving things like this, he must not have entertained any guests here in some time. Thanks for all your help, Detective London. Don't mention it. What, you want me to step out? It won't take long. Not lacking for boldness, are you? Look, I have to take a phone call. We'll be in and out as soon as possible, promise. And whatever Dr. Ash wanted set aside for his foundation, we'll be sure to flag it. Right. At least she's already wearing gloves. Ghosts. If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call. Morgan, what was that stuff about his foundation? Dr. Ash's charity has always been managed by an outside group. You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you? Actually, this is my first. Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premises while the cops are still searching them. Oh. Look, if David had something to give me, we can go get it. We just can't make a ton of noise about it, understood? Of course. Great, after you. Right. Quiet as a church mouse. Church house. Yeah, I was gonna say. I corrected it in my mind to church mouse. Thank you, Morgan. I can always rely on you to keep me on the up and up. Classic. Caught myself. I'm okay. But now it doesn't seem like the time to correct her. David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar. It was very David. Coming down here, I barely recognized the place. For starters, there's a goddamn gym. David hated exercise, always claims he didn't have the time for it. Even when I got him that treadmill and the subscription for the personal coaching program with the scheduling subroutine, he said he couldn't find the time. Then even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted his schedule, he still... Morgan, what's up, huh? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing. Just surprised to see the place renovated. Yeah, he actually had me on mail tag with a couple of contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much about concrete and wiring and marble. You know, marble needs to be treated or else indoor air will start to corrode it. I didn't know that. Is that true? Wait, is it not? But her guy told me that without an epoxy finish, the entire bar table could. Is that the vault over there then? Yeah. Stands out, I guess. Ha ha ha. Nervous? What's that? Oh, a little, I guess. But the inhaler helps mostly, so. Aren't you going to open it? Open it? Don't you know the combination? No, I don't know the combination to David's basement vault. Oh no, oh no, how could I have? He didn't tell you or give you a code. He gave me the code to get into the building and the parking garage, but not the code to whatever this is. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could he have left you a note on one of them? Yes, he could have. He would have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in a sec. Sounds good. Right then. Well, it's definitely locked. I do like that. Her first idea was to brute force her way in. Looks like it's a Tethys basic structure, anti-hack, anti-digital, high-rated code panel. Nothing basic about it, but at least I can see the password limits to 6 characters. Only 1 million possible combinations. Screw that, maybe I'll get lucky. You know, Morgan seems like the type of person who'd get lucky. But forget it. There's a different terminal over there. Potter's security systems, according to the label. Maybe it controls the whole room. Damn, it's password protected too, and the code's 64 digits long. What's the point of a camera system that's harder to crack than your literal vault, you egg-headed? Okay, yeah, a programmer probably would care more about his IoT than whatever he could fit in a security deposit box. Guess it's the 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick, and whatever other felonies I get up to on my private time, I've never pulled off a thing like so far. Morgan, you can't be saying that shit. Only tool I've got here is my head. So what do I know? I know whatever David put into his safe, he wanted to keep it secure. I also know that he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead. Maybe he guarded it in such a way that I could be the only one who could get to it. David liked games, and he really liked beating me. So he left one last puzzle for me. I don't mind going another round. This flooring's a new addition. Looks like sandpaper, but it's bouncy, rubberized. Feels like something you drag your feet on at the gym or in a factory floor. It's more high performance than high class. Expensive, but not in the way you'd expect for a penthouse. Well, scratch that. It's actually cracked here. Rubber doesn't break, it bends. That's its thing. Someone must have cheapened out during the installation, left a defect in. That, or David left a jackhammer on overnight. Advance. David's wine collection, still towering over the room. Don't know why he buys so many bottles. He didn't even particularly like this stuff. Maybe just to fill out all these shelves. But not all the bottles are untouched. Some of them don't have dust on them at all. There's a mechanism for retrieving bottles off the rack. The latest bottle chosen was a Murdica 81 could be significant, except vintages only list the year they were bottled, not the month or the day. It's not enough digits for the code. It's a very big painting. And it's impressionist? No, cubicle. Yeah, cubicle. That sounds right. Whatever its style, I do remember that David liked this painting. Big blue painting. Why was that put into evidence? Neo abstract expressionist Mads Hartstrup. 9 months before Hartstrup entered the premises on 11/25/58. There's a date on it that could be a 6-year patch, but I don't see one anywhere. Maybe signing your work considers gosh. Well, it did have a code is the thing. There must be a spare liquor cabinet. Damn, that's a lot of good stuff in here, and a lot of bottom shelf swill. Kind of bargain bin vodka and nose burner whiskey that only an undergrad programmer could love. Nostalgia is sweet like that, overpowering. 1 part per million can cover up even the cheapest aftertaste. Take a closer look at this. It's a pretty serious looking set of resistance training equipment. These weights, they're all set to near their max. If Noel hadn't appointed him to a nutritionist along with his stylist, David would have been downright scrawny. There's no way he'd be putting up these numbers. In which case, the digits on weights could be a clue. There's too many, I can't guess the order. So what the hell, Asher? You just set all the weights to max because it looks more neat? I already forgot. Why did I try to like... Fuck, does anyone remember? Can anyone go back and check? It was like 12 something 58. What was it? It wasn't enough. Shit. Quick, someone use the rewind feature to search the logs for me. I missed it. Fuck! And you're not sub, so you can't use the feature. Shit. So this is one of those things where I'm like, it's literally true. I suck so bad at remembering dates. But I can. Quick! Jamie, you got this. Now, does this take, it does. But that's only how many characters then? What do I need to check? I looked at the painting in evidence and it had a date on it. What was the date on it? One moment, you got it. 1 2 1 2 1 2. So it's perfect for a date in that format. I would have written it down if I knew I couldn't check evidence. Watch her. She's gonna get back. It's gonna be wrong. She's gonna get back, and it's like, oh, it's 0 0 0 0 0 0. 11 25 58 56. No dice. Fuck. 1 second. I said 58. God damn it. Okay. Luckily, they give me another chance. That is and isn't left in plain sight. Reading, look. Like I said, chat is on my right side. What's also on my right side? My bad eye. Nice one. Hey, Morgan eye. What? How did you get it to open? What is that? I turn back around us just in time to see a door finish swinging open with mechanical grace, revealing a girl with a barcode emblazoned across her temple, required by law to be plainly visible. It's an android, clearly marked as such, and yet, even saying this close, I could swear it's snoring. Step forward and place the back of my wrist on the android's brow. Warm. It must be a prototype for the Animate 16. Or maybe a prototype for the 17 or 18? A biomechanical android with real human flesh. I'm sorry, biomechanical, yes, but it's organic flesh, not human. They're grown from lax Gemini cultures, but sorry, I misspoke. But right, understandable sense. You seem surprised, Jess. Hasn't Noble been working on warm androids like this one for a few years now? Warm androids like this one? I mean, yes, we have... Sorry. Just that this particular model is very, it's very cutting edge. Bleeding edge, judging by the flesh in those cheeks. I think it's safe to say that we found what we're looking for. I think so, too. That presents a problem, then. Oh, do you not, approve? I've got nothing against androids. My concern is a bit more immediate and, well, practical. Practical. I don't know how to turn it on. You see a switch or something, do you? Can we turn it around? Or I poked the android's ribs. A little less give than I expected, but its frame, but the rigidity is remarkably lifelike. Loyalties, I suppose ethics are rare in a field like this? True. Place my hand on the shoulders and give it a shake, but it doesn't budge. This thing has to weigh more than... Right, androids mostly transport themselves, so people are always surprised to find out they're a bit heavier than they look. A bit? I'm surprised the whole room isn't slanted. There's no way in hell we're moving this thing without waking it up. Crap. First of all, and now this. Able to guess the combination just by poking around. Compared to that, find this hunk of junk's power switch should be child's play. I think I know where to start. Yes, I'm gonna step back into the lab for a moment, alright? Huh? Oh, sure, I guess there gotta be a manual around here. Good idea, might be some kind of prototype, but it's still got a barcode. Maybe you can scan its GIN number and find something. Genetic identification number, typically encoded barcode, and automated dependent. Holy shit! Fake barcodes. Fins are one of the most common requested tattoos. Lined out the barcode finish to avoid breaking identity law. MMA fighter Samuel Pax infinitely sported a GIN tattoo across his right knuckles. It makes a show of signing a check to pay the fine for displaying a false GIN on an international broadcast every time he enters the ring. Lamau. Yeah, of course. All genetic ID numbers should be paired with industrial standard files on maintenance tracking power requirements. I somehow doubt that the enigmatic android taking a catnap in a sarcophagus in David's basement will have a user manual. But it can't hurt to try and... I'm okay. Broke a heel, but I'm okay. I carry glue. And I'd rather search the lab by myself. Now then, if I were David and I wanted to make sure that the only person would be able to walk out of here with that android, how would I set that up? They appear to be holding tanks for something. How should I know? No labels on anything, typical for a genius. But a nightmare for anyone trying to pick up after him. It's a lot more hard science than I expected in here. Centrifuges and glass and microscopes. Don't programmers do all their work with a keyboard? Well, not when he's doing that kind of science, kid. I haven't seen one of these since college. This might be a 3D printer. Or of some sort. Feels expensive enough to make other printers look like soda fountains by comparison. Better not mess with any of the settings. Diagrams of human anatomy. The hands are highlighted. The most developed part of the human body, good for making stone axes and sending emails. Robots and frames can do just fine with claws or 3-digit imitations. The androids are expected to look like people and move like them too. Getting the hands right must be a big priority at Noble. That tree-like shape on the right is a neuron. Those branches receive input at varying weight, and then if the sum is greater than a certain threshold, the neuron fires, a 0 becomes a 1, and all other zeros around it take that into consideration. Repeat that a couple of billion times a second, and you've got the human brain, a computer powerful enough to simulate all of reality. That's the analogy I read in a magazine anyway. Looks like a fairly normal computer. If I'm lucky, the security will be fairly normal as well. Boot up complete username. Vocal commands. David Asher. Morgan. Guest? Thank you for logging in as guest. It didn't recognize my voice, so I can probably rule out voice command being the key to waking up the android. You have a question. More than one. Well, Jamie, that's what they said. Stimulate reality. Simulate it. Not to accurately present it. So I wouldn't say there's an issue with the analogy. From now though, what should I search on his computer? I mean, probably Morgan. Search files for Morgan. 23 results on the local drive. I can work with that. Mostly phone books and social data, but I don't recognize this file type. Some sort of personal format. But I don't recognize this file type. Yeah, okay. Date of birth, education, occupation, blood type, height, and weight. All right, buddy. Little invasive, don't you think? DNA and fingerprints. Now, why do you have that, David? My DNA isn't any database. I've made sure of that. So you couldn't have brought this anywhere. He must have collected himself from a wine glass or the like. It would have been easy to do. But why do it? All right, I'm starting to get a pretty clear picture what it'll take to turn on the Android. I've got the what, the where, and the how. I just have to manage. Still just a piece of machinery. It won't turn on. I can always start hitting it. Yeah! Morgan, there you are. I've looked in every registry I could find in every database I get into, but I think this Android is in the system. It was a long shot. Don't beat yourself up over it. Yes, but an Android without the proper identification is... It's only buying or selling an Android without proper identification that's illegal. It doesn't seem like you ordered this online. I guess you're right, huh? But we'll have it registered soon enough anyway. I think I figured out what I need to do here. Oh? If you really wanted me to have this, you would have left some way for me to turn it on. What are you thinking? You would have my fingerprints and my DNA on file. Prior build, it could possibly be assured that the powering on was probably be reasonably sure that no one was powering up this Android without my approval. You've done a swab before, haven't you? Every month for the company. Apparently they're building a database of employee epigenetic cross-reference with. Oh, so you're gonna... My DNA and my fingerprint make the key. Now, where to find the lock? Nose, lips, hands. I'm gonna check the hand first. There was that diagram back in the shop. A little handshake verification? Oh, I thought that would work. Me too. Nose. Nose, I guess it's not impossible. Morgan, are you really going to stick your thumb up its nose? No, I'm not. Take something that's silly to boot it up. I don't even want it anymore. Lips are one of the most sensitive parts of the body. Not the worst ways to make a scan, even if it is gross place my finger there. Still not doing it, huh? Come on, do I really need to push my finger deeper? Jingle the key. When you run it in there. Are you touching the tongue? It's blinking at me. Good morning. Long beat. Good morning to you too. Cute. Hello. I've never seen you two before. I guess we should introduce ourselves then. Hi. This is Jessica Starling. She works for Dr. Asher. I'm Morgan, a friend of his. Got all that? I understand. She is Jessica Starling and you are Morgan. Last name unknown? No. Morgan is my last. Father told me about you. Oh, he did. Wait. But father, David. You had it call you daddy? I'm referring to Dr. David Asher. Are you confused? That's not the word I'd use. Fair and base, Morgan. I'll throw a bone beyond the grave for the good doctor and just move this along. Did David say this, that he was giving you to me, transferring ownership? Ownership. That is correct. And what else did? Mostly correct. Right, and what else did he tell you? Many things. Can you specify? I thought conversations was the first thing David figured out how to program. Dr. Asher tell you anything that he wanted you to convey to Morgan? Message you were supposed to pass on? Yes. Yes, I think it's trying to. Oh, okay, sure, I'll give you two. Oh, well, I'll give you some privacy, Morgan. I've actually gotten about 14 messages in the last 2 minutes, so... I'll just head back upstairs to allow to take some calls, okay? Thanks, Jess. Yes, thank you, Jess. You're welcome. It's the two of us now. So what do I call you? My name is Sarah. Nice to meet you, Morgan. Trust me, the pleasure's all mine. So what's the message? Father told me that I'll be living with you from now on. He told me that you would look after me. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Should it? A model this sloth-like with warmth and breath and something close to blood in his spleen. Just what are you anyway? You forgot my name already? It's Sarah. What were you built for? You're warm, obviously. You're not one of those physical therapy models, are you? That would be highly illegal. I haven't completed 500 hours of study at a state-approved massage therapy school. I haven't even completed 1 hour. What purpose did Dr. Asher design you for? I don't know the answer to that question. You don't know why he built you? No, should I? How can you not? Do you? Why would I be asking you if I did? I mean, do you know why you were created? Why you were born? Why? Why me? Why would you? Why are you doing this? You're a freak, a monster. What the hell's wrong with you? Please don't kill me. Please, why? Why was a monster like you even born? I guess I walked into that one. Morgan, you're such a piece of shit. She's like remembering the screams of those she killed as she's asked what she was born for. I was trying to wonder if you even had the Turing solution. Father's framework for programming logistics and artificial systems. And the body of work for which he first gained international recognition. Yes, an international Jella. Do you have an answer to my question? An answer to why you were created, why you exist? Occam's razor? I'm here because my parents wanted me? I see. I will give a similar answer. I was created because father wanted to make me. Can't argue with that logic, can I? Can't argue with that logic. Well, I just say you're a lawyer. Yep, that's me. You're a lawyer and I defeated you with logic. World-class high-power attorney, the best defense money can buy. So do you catch criminals? That's what cops do. Do you litigate criminals? That's what prosecutors do. Yeah, JV, I would also put that. I would also specify, except I haven't murdered anyone. Then do you fight for the underrepresented? Expose injustice, sue corrupt corporations and officials. I don't think anyone does that anymore. Then what do you do? I'm a criminal defense attorney, a defender of the innocent and powerless. Uh-huh. Do you also... Now that you know all about me, what can you tell me about yourself? I've never had to do that before. First time for everything. How old are you? I'm not sure I can give you a satisfactory answer. 0 for 2 on answering simple questions. What's the date on your earliest memory? 2 years ago. And where were you constructed or assembled or whatever? What facility? I was not constructed at any facility. Father created me here, by himself. You're saying if I took you apart, I wouldn't be able to find any markers from any manufacturer, any IDs of any designer? You want me to take me apart? David was a programmer, not an engineer. How could he build a custom android from scratch in the comfort of his own home? He was rich. He was rich. He couldn't have. He must have had help. Probably a whole department's worth. Fast around. There's got to be something in the company who can ID this thing. Help me figure out what's so important about it. You don't look like any android I've ever seen. What are you made of? This body is comprised of organic tissues integrated directly into cybernetic systems. They require organic nourishment, including water, carbohydrates, and salt. Wait, warm androids have to eat and drink? They cannot be worth that much trouble. My cybernetic systems operate largely as analogs to their equivalent in the human body. I have a respiratory system for oxygen exchange and a centrally located pump that circulates oxygen. You mean you've got a heart? How quaint. Where does all that extra weight come from? Pardon? I tried moving you earlier and it felt like I was pulling against a truck. My skeleton is a combination of medical grade plastics and a military grade titanium carbide alloy. That sure took the wind out of her sails. My muscles are made of adaptive rare earth alloy nano-weave fiber with shock absorption and kinetic chain potential rated past. Wait, did you say military grade? I have a grip strength over 1,000 kilograms. Okay. I can run at sustained speeds over 60 kilometers per hour. Okay. I can jump 6 meters vertically. I can lift approximately. I'm not sure what kind of grip strength most androids are walking around with, but I've never seen any of them move the way it's talking about. Even just standing there, it seems to be poised. Controlled, spring tight, strength and flexibility, like a ballerina or a gymnast. Strong enough to flip over a tank, lifelike enough to avoid detection. As long as it never stepped on a scale, it'd make for the perfect infiltration unit. The perfect weapon if you could keep its development a secret. Did it really put something that heavy on my plate? Dismantling a military prototype in secret? Are you deep in thought? But a military infiltration android would look more crew cut and forgettable. Would David really devote personal time and effort just to make another weapon for the military? I have other features I could tell you about if you like. If I shot you, would you die? It would be very painful. It would be a discharge of fluid, but conventional weapons would not prove particularly effective. That settles it. This thing's a weapon, sure as I. You'd like to know about my hair? Your hair? I'm impressed you noticed. Each fiber contains miniaturized solar cell lactase technology, allowing me to remain charged throughout the daytime. That must come in handy. I haven't actually had the chance to use it yet. This room has an ambient wireless charging functionality. I haven't gone outside much. Okay, maybe it's not a weapon after all. You're just a pincushion, aren't you? I'm not familiar with the term. Searching. Pincushion, jargon, design, refers to prototypes filled with experimental technology to check for compatibility issues. Got an idea? Not sure what to do with it? Stick it in the pincushion. It's as good as an exclamation as any for what I'm staring at. Mismatch of state-of-the-art military features spliced with odd new technologies and seemingly pointless additions. The result being a singular, unsellable android that wasn't particularly good at anything and would break down after only a few years. Are a small but valid part of the field of android manufacturing. They're valuable to collectors who see them as time capsules filled with their designers' most outlandish ideas and least reproducible results. Even the most nonsensical pincushions are built via committee, over years with numerous engineers and programmers adding in their pet functions. The android before me claims to have been built by one man, a man who's now... Seems we got off track there, Sarah. Was there anything else David told you to relay to me? Besides that you were to look after me. He also told me that you were reliable and that I should trust you. Said I was to listen to you and obey your instructions. Finally, some good news. As you say, Odonai. What's that? That word you called me. What was that? Odonai, from classical Hebrew. Translated literally, it means my lord. You prefer that I call you bastard? No. Very good, Odonai. Why did David use Hebrew, though? Abrahamic myth tells of servants constructed out of earth and clay designed to resemble a golem. You're talking about golems. Yeah. Father must have found the comparison appropriate. Amusing. More likely, it's just a joke. Father would never make light of such a thing. Sure he would. You should ask him to clarify his reasoning for himself. Where's Father, by the way? Is he upstairs? When was the last time you were active? 38 hours ago. Thursday night, then. Correct. Right. David Asher is dead. He died last night, understand? How? May I see him? See him? No, I won't be able to see him. Funeral is probably not for a few days. Father was not. He was not sick. I don't feel like doing the whole song and dance with 2 robots in one day. That's very charming, but let's go to commands only. What? What happened? Did he have an accident? Why is it still doing the theatrics? Does it not recognize my authority yet? Police have determined that he committed suicide. For the time being, we gotta focus on getting you properly registered. Maybe then you'll take commands for the first time I say them and not. The police are wrong. Excuse me? They are wrong. Father did not commit suicide. He would never do such a thing. He told me. Look, Sarah. I'm sorry? You're sorry. Father said you were his friend. How are you so calm? I've been around death a lot. Don't try to lecture me about grief, Spearmint. My name is Sarah. You will use it because Father, Dr. David Asher, the greatest programmer in the world, gave it to me. And he did not kill himself. Let's say you're right. David didn't commit suicide. If that's the case, the police will realize that soon enough. The police have already made their determination. That's what you said. Father said you were a lawyer, that you were capable and reliable, and a friend. You should be looking into his death. That's... Shah! Is that an order? Of course not. It is a request, Adonai. A request that I'll have to refuse. The police have their job and I have mine. If I stick my nose into the investigation any further, they'll come down on me hard. Cops don't like lawyers on principle. What they really hate are people who tell them how to do their job. Let's go, we need to. Father asked you to look after me. Yeah, he did. He also said you should obey me, but you don't seem quite as fixated on that part. He said something else. He said that you owed him a favor? One favor. The thin ice starts here, Spearmint. That was between him and me. Father is gone, so now it is between you and I. And I am calling in the favor now. What? You don't have to take care of me anymore. Consider that request null and void. You can sell me to some collector, you can donate me to a university, it doesn't matter. In exchange, you will prove Father didn't kill himself. You'll make sure that whoever hurt him is held accountable. Psh. Ah, why are you laughing? It's you and me, not you and I. You and me. David would roll over in his grave if he knew you'd gotten that wrong. It's not my intention to amuse or rotate. No, that's for damn sure. Fine, I'll take that deal, Sarah. You mean you will prove that Father did not? I mean, I'll look into it. I'm a lawyer. I don't prove anything. I just disprove what I can. Then where do we start? I didn't realize you had a law degree. I do not have a law degree, but I'm a fast learner. This isn't a job interview. And I'm far from useless, I can. The ad did raise at least one good question. Where do I start? I'm a defense attorney, not a police detective, and David was my friend, not my client. I won't be able to poke around at all unless... And I am also capable of... Can you tell a lie? I am capable of making statements that are false. Guess I'll have to do. Are you going to ask me to lie? Yes. To the police, in fact. Lying to the police is a felony. This won't be her first one, baby! Androids don't commit felonies, they make errors. I see. What kind of error did you have in mind, don't I? Morgan gets an android. First thing she has it does is commit a felony? Are you sure about this? You have questions too, don't you? Right now, I'm just a little better equipped to get answers than you are. Okay, go for it. I'll make sure they're watching. Is the air quality at Noble headquarters kept up to state standards? What's that? All these Noble employees seem to have asthma. Was Father also working under such poor conditions? They don't have asthma. Then why are they all carrying inhalers? First legalized in Adroxone inhalers. The stimulant sold under the name Atrodone was widely used drugs in the corporate world. As a Class 2 stimulant of least concern, employees of any corporation in good standing with the Bureau of Narcotics Oversight can have access without a prescription so long as their HR representatives feel it would be beneficial to the work performance. Workplace Adrosone, as it is sometimes called, is dispensed through a biomonitor enhanced inhaler that automatically detects overdoses and keeps track of possible habit formation. Automatic safety levels may be adjusted at the supervisor's position. Unsubstantiated claim that Atrodone was first invented as a purely recreational judge by the notoriously violent Skullhead Mafia caused enough of a stir. A pressure was formed. Fortunately, it was industrial hydrogen fuel incident resulting in the deaths of all 391 known Skullhead members, placing the investigation in. Well, that's not suspicious. That's... Uh-huh. Yes, ma'am. She's right over here. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Probably no correlation there. Yeah. Did I mess up? On the contrary. Eyes wide. She's a DA. Quiet. She succeeded spectacular in getting Noble's ears perked up. Emma Rockford. Didn't think I'd run into you here. Yeah, didn't think I'd be here either. But the powers that be think my presence sends a strong message to the Meg, so no wait. What are you doing here? A few minutes later. I see, I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you for saying that. And thank you, Detective Reyes, for your many kind words. We can't all be as talkative as you. Normally, quoting poetry would feel pretentious, but you were so genuine in your reading. Bite me. I don't know there's a need for all that. Very mature, Detective. You come up with that yourself. Oh, no, that's Kaguya's signature pose. Like the pop star. I don't know what you're talking about. You can admit it if you do. Well, there's nothing to admit because I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who that is. Wait, now you're saying you don't know who Kaguya is? She's the most famous. Yeah, well, I just don't know who that is, so. Ma'am. Were you about to say something? Oh, well, I'm surprised to see you here now, Morgan. Are you helping plan the services? Actually, the company will be planning Dr. Asher's funeral service. Would his family want to take care of that? No. 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 I see. Sorry. But if that's the case, why are you here, Morgan? Ha! Oh gosh, I'm sorry to disrupt your morning. Hey, you're here for the same reason as every other suit they've got crawling around. Money. You're not wrong. There are a lot of annoying insects with annoying agendas scurrying around before my friend's body is even cold. The honest truth is, I don't know if David had a will. Company helped him manage his estate. Legal probably already on it. Actually, judging by how much coffee that intern is carrying into the elevator, I'm certain they are. Right, so if you're not here for the funeral or the reading of the will, Miss Starling asked me to come here, actually. A matter unrelated to David's passing. An unrelated matter. That's convenient, isn't it? And now that I am here, it's come to my attention that the police have made a determination in the case of David's death. And where did you hear that? Am I mistaken? No, you're right. They concluded that it was suicide. You can always count on her to be blunt. I was worried about that. Yeah, I'm sure you must be feeling. Because I'm going to have to contest that charge. What? The state has made a charge. I'm arguing against it. The hell are you talking about? The police believe David committed suicide. Suicide is a felony in this country, detective. It is technically a crime to commit suicide, yes, but we're not in the habit of bringing dead men to trial. Especially not for their own murder, Morgan. No, not the trial, of course not. But there would be a preliminary hearing in a case like this. Whether there exists sufficient evidence to justify a trial. Yep. Works for me. Technically, as a formality. Assuming the courts aren't busy that day. I'm afraid that on this occasion, I'm going to have to insist on formality. Yeah, well, you really don't have much say in the matter, do you? With David gone, I have the only say, really. I am, after all, his criminal attorney. All that money and he needs his drinking buddy to be his attorney? Bullshit. I'm also skeptical, Morgan. It's a pretty serious conflict of interest to be your friend's defense attorney. You're absolutely right. It is a conflict of interest. I would have said as much to him if I had the chance. What do you mean? I only found out that he wanted me to be his attorney today. After he died, how the hell did you miss that memo? Embarrassing, isn't it? But to be fair, it was hidden pretty well. Oh, I didn't know you had an Android, Morgan. It's cute. Thanks, but it's actually David's. It's technically my witness. Witness to what? 38 hours ago, that is David Asher communicated to me as a matter of the record that the following explicit legal intent, in the case of any and all criminal charges brought against him by the state, his attorney would be Evangeline Morgan. Psh. Evangeline? Passamuse. No, wait, seriously? Your name is Evangeline? Did your parents name you after a Christmas carol? Should we be curtsying? It's not that funny. No, of course not. Nothing to be embarrassed about, Evangeline. You'll translator note, not amused. Evangeline. Evangelion. You know what? It's easier for me to say Evangelion, so congratulations, Evangelion Morgan. Or do your friends call you Angel? I hear Kaguya's on tour, detective. Should I get you tickets? You could have had your dad drive you like all the other 15-year-olds. Hey, feels like we're getting off topic. Did she take out her gun? I was telling you that David Asher wanted her to be his criminal defense attorney. Imagine my surprise. An Android recording of verbal expression of intent isn't exactly ironclad, Morgan. That's fair. If we were going before an upper level court, I would expect that to be open to all kinds of scrutiny. We're talking about a preliminary hearing. Formality, as you called it. Can't rotate a cow, let alone syllables? True! He asked for representation. He deserves representation. Doesn't matter whether he's dead or alive. Am I missing something? What difference does it make? Not even an adjutant would be obtuse enough to sentence a dead man. No, there won't be a sentence, but the adjutant will render a verdict, and verdicts have consequences even for the deceased. Is that what this is about? What's she getting at? The court agrees that this was a suicide. That verdict will retroactively affect evaluations of the individual's mental health, like whether he was in his right mind or not. You know anything about estate tax laws, detective? No. I'm sure you'll be happy to educate me. More than happy. An individual found by a court to not be of sound mind can't very well give their consent to the lawyer drawing up their will. If his will is compromised, all of David's considerable assets would suddenly be thrown into legal limbo. In which case, the state would be legally obligated to come in and pick up the pieces. So this is just about his money. I'm almost disappointed in you, Morgan. Well, when you take into consideration all the factors, it's actually more complicated than that. For example, never mind. No, Starling, you just speak your mind. All I mean to say is that while Dr. Asher did have significant holdings in art, real estate, and intellectual property, he also, of course, owned a great deal of stock in numerous corporations, principally Noble. If he was ruled to not be of sound mind, and his shares were to end up acquired by the government, Noble would suffer a serious blow to its commercial image and its standing in the financial community. All of which is to say there's a great deal at stake here. Not the least of which is the reputation of a man who I was proud to call my friend. You're not buying this, are you? In case you haven't noticed, this city is working closely with Noble on this. They're not going to let you bring them any unwanted attention. Starling did her part. They're watching and they're stopped trying to hide it. From here on out, it's a gamble. Noble Electronics already has unwanted attention. Why are you raising your voice? If nothing changes, by the end of the day, the whole country is going to hear about how David Asher committed suicide. By midnight, there will be question about his competency, concerns about why the brain inside every single Noble ad was built by an apparently unstable man. Hello, Gladiator. The shareholders will have nothing to do all Sunday but brood over that sad thought and all its disturbing implications. By the time the markets reopen on Monday, I expect a great deal of volatility. That's so. I understand Noble's apprehension, of course, Emma. I just feel like right now, the fiscally conservative thing to do would be to not get in my way. So you've got your reasons and Noble's got a lot to think about. The world ends with you too? Nope. That's Neo, the world ends with you. This is of the devil. But why should the district attorney office devote valuable time to playing out this game of yours? Because they're certain they'll win. That goes without saying. The court should have an opening at 6 p.m. I didn't have anything planned. And it's a date. Detective, would you get her clearance set up? Yes, ma'am. Updates every hour, yeah? You're out on a limb, Morgan. Better not linger. Here. Clearance for all the relevant sites and police firewalls. You can interview and investigate with your authority as an officer of the court now. You haven't already been doing that. Don't even think about being sloppy with discovery on this. Rockford might think you're funny, but I appreciate the warning, Detective Reyes. It's nice to know you care. I live to serve and protect you. Thanks for the assist, Starling. Yeah, no sweat. Are all cops like that? Or are they more like that Detective London gentleman? Most cops I met are like London, yeah. Courteous and polite and friendly. Lazy. True. Oh, right. Well, I'll see you at the courthouse tonight. You need anything in the meantime, don't be afraid to ask. Good luck, both of you. What do we do now? Well, I have a few options. That's to the crime scene now, probably the best place to start. I'd head over to the company building as well, to get me registered, among other things. Either David killed himself or he didn't. But if he did, he almost certainly his asshole corporate overlords who are to blame. In which case, I want to take my sweet time raking them over the coals. What are you doing? Nothing. What about Father? Can we see him? He'll be at the morgue by now. The medical examiner will speak to me now that I'm operating under the court's authority, but if I stop to flash paperwork at every nurse and security guard with nothing better to do than ask questions, I'll have to. What's that look for? You were Father's friend. Thank you again for reminding me. Aren't there people you'd like to speak with? Other friends who'd want to know? Bad news travels fast. I'm sure everyone in the country has heard about David by this point. But all that heartbreak shit did keep me pretty occupied these last few weeks, and I was never one to pry. If there was someone who could tell me more about David's personal life over the last several months, it'd be worth the effort finding them. Do you have someone in mind? Maybe someone you met recently? He spoke about coming slow to this year, a musician. Now that you mention it, there was a PPO pose something that David might have mentioned when we talked back. I will begin a search. I've completed my search. I found nothing. Bam! Thanks for the old college try. Is it really the best you can do? Father was a private man, in person and online. But there's a few letters and the fact that he was a musician. I'm afraid we don't have enough information to narrow down the results, don't I? No, we have plenty of information. We just need the right person for the job. What kind of person is that? Time date expunged. Precinct 112. Detainment room 001. And who would you even have called? I don't know. But I still should have gotten my phone call. Said I got you. Who are you again? My latest guardian, new foster parent? I'm gonna call you mommy. I'm not really the motherly type. Hey-o, we might actually get along. So I've got good news and bad news. I'm not your guardian, I'm your lawyer. You've been given a lawyer because you're being charged with a felony. Fascist pig, skipping school's a felony now. Hacking into a government database has been a felony for a very long time. That wasn't me. They have your keystrokes, your IP address, your login times, and the playlist you were listening to. That was for a homework assignment. And here's what I don't get. You got in, copied the data, could have gotten right out. They wouldn't even known they've been robbed until they saw their password show up on the black market clearance 2 weeks later. But you didn't get out. You stayed and made changes to their database. You robbed the bank, got clean money, then dragged a can of spray paint behind you all the way home. Why? Look, I didn't steal anything that wasn't already compromised. The only data I did edit was my own. So if anything, they should be thanking me for correcting their mistakes. What? Did they get your birthday wrong? My name. Name changes are only 2 pages of paperwork. You just need to fill out the form. You get a signature from a parent or guardian. So, what's the good news then? The good news was that I'm your lawyer, not your guardian. The hell, that doesn't count as good news. That's just the thing you said. Don't be so sure. A lawyer's a lot better than a guardian. How's that? Parents, guardian, foster, whatever, they're all supposed to take care of you because it's the right thing to do. A lawyer is someone who always does what's best for you, no matter what, because that's how they get paid. How good are you at your job? Allô, monsieur. It's pronounced core. I know it's pronounced Morgan. Let's go. Mispronouncing words on purpose. Based. And don't call me that. When I met Fran in that police station, I couldn't help but bet that I'd landed the jackpot. A valuable aspect with a skill set complementary to my own personal and private pursuits. Someone who, after seeing the sweetheart probation deal I made, managed to land for them. They'll be more than happy to help me with whatever I need, whenever I need it. Always so cold, Fran. Can't I even get a good morning? No such thing. Nothing good ever happens until the afternoon when people are actually awake. Like I said, was a compulsive liar with a horrific sleep schedule and a crippling addiction to poor time management. Based. What do you want, Red? I can't call you up just for fun? Not if you don't want to get blocked. I need to find someone for me. Can't do it. I've got homework. We both know the only time you ever do your own homework is during the class. What is during the class it's due? And I've got sports. You can't tell a basketball from a hockey stick. And I've got a bidding war to win. The only person on earth bidding on 70-old Quincy and Air Joe Dan. Vintage reps, Fran. I think you can take your eyes off the auction block. So yeah, so sorry, but I'm busy, so I was hoping you could skip straight to the carrot portion of the routine, but if you insist on doing things from the top. Had an interesting conversation with your parole officer yesterday. Oh yeah? They've been really into the self prefixes lately. What? Self-motivation, self-actualization, self-help. Uh-oh. He thinks you could really benefit from it. You're lying. He's got all the workbooks ready. Clearly, your Saturdays are stacked, so I'll make your Sundays are full of... Fine. I get it. I need to find a local musician. Knowing you, this will be electro swing or some other awful. What's wrong with electro swing, Fran? Come on. Last name, Powell or Parker? That's all you got? They'll be in David Asher circles. Wait, Asher, you're working that? That should be more than enough for a clever kid like yourself to go on. Don't go expecting any miracles. I need this soon, within the hour, ideally. Within the... I have other clients, Other clients who actually pay you on time. Musician, find them, okay? Even talking over the phone, you're very animated, don't I? What do you mean? Just that you're very expressive when you talk to people. Of course I'm expressive. If I wasn't, how would anyone know what I'm thinking? I see, I'll keep that in mind as we... Wait, you're actually expected to tag along? Of course, Father was. Yeah, I know what you want to. I know you want to, but why should I let you? Because I am capable and helpful. Uh-huh. I mean it, I can take notes for you. And move heavy objects. And I'll learn to do more. How? I will subject every individual encounter to a basic survey to procure biological information on them while I gain experience in questioning. Subjecting them to torture. I can help, don't I? How fast can you fill out forms? Fast. Congratulations, you're halfway to being a paralegal. Unemployed to paralegal question mark. We take those! I'm not sure how skills different from talents. Ooh, okay, I can answer this one. Skills are something you build up. Talents are something you're, like, basically already good at. You coming? Right away, don't I? You can think of talent as your base level and skills as the level you are currently at. Penthouse, dining room. Pretty quiet elevators, huh? Dining room. You could have taken the next one. It's a busy building, detective. Can't know about everyone else on our account. I think you'd like to grumble at me before I start? Don't touch anything. I don't care that you're wearing gloves. I have been to crime scenes before, long before the police get there in many cases. Morgan! Look, Rockford asked me to not get in your way. That doesn't mean I'm gonna bend over for you. You at least have the autopsy report? No. Plutello, hello. Are we winning? We finally got the ability to, what's the word? Investigate. Are you seriously? I don't. She doesn't. Work should have come in hours ago. It won't take long unless the cause of death was still. Then I'll settle for a summary of the preliminary findings. Emergency call was made shortly after 8 p.m. I got locked into D&D lore writing. Nice. Via the home security system. Emergency medical services had a VTOL in the air within the minute. They landed on the penthouse's helipad at 8:08. Dr. Asher was found unconscious with low blood pressure and a weakened heartbeat. He wasn't breathing. In-flight auto triage. Administers artificial CPR while in transit to Gatesfield Memorial. He was declared dead a few minutes after being taken to the emergency wing. I see. The cause of death is being investigated. Make an educated guess. He stopped breathing, so they gave him oxygen. His heart stopped pumping, so they had the machines take over. His brain activity dropped to 0, and there wasn't anything else they could do. It was poison, wasn't it? What kind? You don't know, do you? Ah, they don't know either. Like I said, ma'am, we don't have the autopsy report yet. Why are you certain it was poison, don't I? Couldn't it have been an accidental overdose? If he had overdosed on a commercial drug, even a pre-med student would have spotted it at the hospital's intake screening. It would have been able to pump his stomach, neutralize his bloodstream, and he would have lived. But he didn't live. So it must have been something deadly, a compound designed solely to kill. A fast-acting deadly poison that causes respiratory failure. The list can't be that long. Even just through process of elimination, the medical examiner should have identified now, unless You suspect a designer drug, don't you, detective? Why is it you're only quick on the uptake when it suits you? Nothing else makes sense given what we know and what we don't. But the CDCA decriminalized and cataloged all recreational drugs. Guess you aren't entirely clueless about politics. Terms, please. Last one added. That's a dog. Be like dueling serial killers? Maybe. Narcotic use. Establish a Bureau of Narcotic Oversight to administrate the production, licensing, distribution, and taxation of drugs across the country. Coffers. The CDC was intended to reduce the backlog of criminal cases across the country and provide much needed tax income, while also incentivizing immigration with the promise of amnesty. It was what was considered a domino effect. Other major nations across the globe passed similar bills to build their own depleted war chests and revitalize their local economies. The so-called white waves of global amnesty overturned the international drug trafficking market in just a few short years. As money started, criminal organizations waged economic and literal wars against multinational corporations for dominance for this new gray market. To produce classic narcotics emerged. So a race to develop new, more powerful designer drugs. Mobilize on their sale in the months it would take to government to identify and legalize it. The rates of addiction and overdose deaths have dropped since their peaks in the last 2 decades. Dangers associated with untested designer drugs and drug distributors' eagerness to earn new customers has continued to fuel debate over the legacy of the CDCA and the white wave. I see. But her father overdosed on should have been in the hospital's database. You update your definitions. You're confusing designer drugs with recreational drugs. What is the difference? Recreational drugs are decriminalized and sold through pharmacies after years of testing and mountains of paperwork. While the average designer drug was invented last week in a 19-year-old line cook's bathroom on the other side of the globe. Hospitals can't know the proper countermeasures for an overdose of a drug that didn't exist 48 hours ago. I came across makeshift labs all the time when I was in a uniform. The equipment's cheap and widely available. Black market cooks, gray market peddlers, and white collar labs, all chasing each other's tails in a long line to find the next big hit. CDCA didn't change shit. More people die from ODs than ever before. Only difference is their families finding them in the living room and not beat cops finding them on street corners. Real comforting, I'm sure. If it wasn't you talking, I'd say that was a criticism of law enforcement. Not law enforcement, just the law. Assuming it was a designer drug, that would certainly make things more complicated. For the insurance guys, maybe. For us, whatever he used to do it, he still killed himself. Or didn't kill himself, if you insist. I'm going to take a look around. Yeah, sure, make yourself at home. What's that face for? Oh, that there would be an outline around where they found father. Psh, like in the movies, like in film. Connect to the police's network and bring up their ARCS file. Augmented reality crime scene, I see. Dedicating, downloading, initializing. Augmented reality crime scene. There is an outline! And so this is where he died at the hospital. This is just where the medics found him. It's the sensors and cameras that they were wearing that create the basis for this ARCS. They didn't realize they were walking into a crime scene, but their body cams gathered all the data the same. Where do we start? You can start by following behind me and trying to be as quiet as possible. Starting to feel for when she's pouting even without looking. The hell's this? A chessboard and a data pad with a series of characters on it. E4, C5, NF3, E6, D4, CX, D4, N, take D4. Okay. This is a game. Algebraic notation. Was he studying an old game or playing against himself? Black has checkmate in 40 moves. Wow, a robot that's good at chess. We had to put you in a museum. I'll take your word for it. What do you mean? Do you not play it, don't I? No, especially not against David. Well, that's to be expected. Anyone who challenged Father to a battle of wits would naturally grow tired of losing. Every game starts the same. Each player has the same pieces, the same moves, the same options. The true test of wit, strategy, and forethought. To me, it always seemed too boring, too fair. The smarter player wins every time. And that is something you take fault with. Of course. How's a gal like me supposed to win a game like that? Interesting. That pad's blue. One chair knocked over, probably where David was sitting. One chair pulled out. Party of two. Never cared much for socializing, but he enjoyed hosting. Contradictory guy. Look. Always admired this view. The building gleam with reflections of holograms, and their shadows obscure all the rundown, rotting parts. Maybe the view's secondary. Maybe all anyone really wants is to put up as much difference between them and the street level as possible. Is it possible that a witness could have seen something through these windows? Not through these windows, no. David installed wide spectrum auto tint in all of his homes, all his cars. I didn't know that. Well, you wouldn't notice unless you were viewing the penthouse from more than the inside. Why do you care so much about his windows? Police androids monitoring the scene. You can almost mistake them for the real thing. The way they stand trying to look important. Like an indoor dog taking its first trip to the park. Pardon? Why are you looking at it like you've never seen an android before? Because I haven't in person. David didn't let you look in a mirror? Brutal. Just scan its gin if you're that curious. Unless that's considered too forward or whatever. Alright, let's get to the real shit. A lot of stuff. Password locked, but already cracked by the police, it seems. All the docs were take home safe, nothing spicy. When was the last used? 7:48 p.m. Still reading work emails only a few minutes before he commits suicide? Morbid. There's not a messages marked priority that Brett come their way back to. An article. Ah! In a stunning and heroic episode, one of our nation's brave soldiers had their life saved by a noble android. A way that no one product could. Sorry, I got something in my left eye and I tried to read with my right eye and realized I couldn't. A brave private, name withheld, was wounded during a military operation with exact nature and locations currently classified. Bleeding badly and far from the nearest triage station, he was carried to safety by his fellow freedom fighter, an animate 16 enforcer, one of the few warm androids being currently tested out by the armed forces. Android didn't just sit there and wait for evac. It opened up its own arteries and pumped life-saving, universal donor synthetic plasma into the young man's veins, stabilizing him long enough for him to reach a military hospital. I have no doubt he'd be dead if there was any other android fighting alongside him, said one commanding officer. I always thought Noble was only good at making ads that look good. Now I know they got something inside them that no one else can compete with. Story brings a well-deserved shot in the arm to Noble's stock prices at the market show. This one heroic moment proves to be worth their price tag, and then some. People in the capital are paying attention. Interesting idea. Military contract with Noble to provide the armed forces with androids. Story's got people talking. We just ignore our constituents' feelings on this matter. We'd be neglecting our duty as politicians. But I know none of my peers would ever try to put a price on the life of one of our soldiers. Details about the incident are made closely guarded. The net is always a blade. Oh damn! You're not logged into this device. Why don't you pop your user detail below and enable crumbs so you can get user experience you deserve? Is that article I've seen going around? How would Noble have it marked as priority? Starling said they weren't in any rush to pat each other on the back over it, even though they won themselves a real prize. The military contract. The excuse they need to pressure the military into a contract for war androids. Can't dismiss the expensive upgrade as unnecessary now that it saved a soldier's life. This time, next year, there'll be pink oxidizing fluid being spilled all over the globe. Spilled alcohol. The arc shows how it looked that last night before it evaporated. No foreign substances in the puddle, it's clean. Does that mean whatever this spill came from must be clean as well? Not necessarily. Rose River Whiskey, 12 years old. You recognize it.
Sure, he was more than partial to the brand. It's a good brand, only a bit overpriced, which is the bargain of a lifetime in David's world. It appears that the police have already tested its contents. No foreign matter presented was their conclusion. Is it possible that the police missed the poison? No, even if they can't identify the poison, they can detect its presence by comparing samples of the whiskey to a bottle off the store shelf. So we can eliminate the possibility of the bottle of whiskey was poisoned. Or they'll find our smoking gun elsewhere. 2 cups, 1 empty, knocked over, and 1 mostly empty. These look cheap. These Gress bring them? I've seen them before in the basement liquor cabinet. He kept these lying around. I knew he re-gifted those crystal glasses I got him. R says there's nothing foreign in the upright one, so it can't have been poisoned. Results are inconclusive on the other cup, however. Looks bone dry. Must have been nothing but fumes left by the time this was considered a crime. Seemed just not enough for them to test. Inconclusive could mean. Inconclusive means inconclusive, that's all. Cheer up and read me the results of the fingerprinting. Father's prints are on both cups, as expected. There are someone else's on the upright cup, so someone must have been with him last night. Slow down, all that proves is that someone else touched the cup. Doesn't tell us when they did it. Since we don't know who the prints belong to. Don't I? Why don't we know who the prints belong to? Are the prints flagged as identified, or? No, there's space for a name, but the field is blank. Uh-oh. That's never what you want to hear. Detective Reyes. Yeah. Sorry, all this talking is making my nose stuffed. Oh, God. Help me! Whew. Here's a second set of prints. Is there a form you'd like me to sign? Doesn't matter how nicely you ask. Sometimes people just can't answer. You should know that damn well, Madam Counselor. I was afraid you'd say that. I don't understand it, don't I? What does this mean? Means that whoever those prints belong to has very proactive representation. Those prints belong to a witness, as you've guessed. You're more than welcome to their testimony. But their identity is, the department is being very considerate of the witness's privacy out of respect for their time and appreciation for their cooperation. Fine, forget the name. That easy? Subpoenas are always an option, but I'm short on time. What do the witnesses have to say for themselves, Detective? To paraphrase, they came to see Dr. Asher last night. The two of them talked and they had a drink together. And the doctor got sick, so they activated the emergency system for the panel in the kitchen. The EMTs came and took them to the hospital. Arthur's condition got worse. All the witness vitals are normal. And there should be a record of their admission at Gatesfield. And that's it. I'm guessing you didn't just take all that on faith. Penumbra is set up in most places, most of the rooms on this floor. Everything the witness told us was corroborated by the building's own surveillance system. So yes, we can guarantee that the witness never put anything in Asher's drink. I'm guessing that I can't have the keys to the Penumbra, can I? Not until the witness's lawyers are done reviewing it. Lawyers, plural? I don't have time to trade jabs with the law offices of Johnson, 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 and Johnsons. Say, how about I give you their business card? The law office of Kosher Gustav, Prince and Prince. I was close. You were. No way I'll be getting any client information out of them directly. If all you bloodsuckers want to get together and tear each other apart, text me before you start. I'd like to watch. Yeah, I'd bet you like to watch. What does that even mean? I don't know. Needed a moment to think. So that was it. One chat, one peek at the cams, and you already eliminated them as a suspect? Look, they were searched. They didn't have any poison, any drugs, not even a stick of gum. Even if they somehow did have poison on them, the camera footage confirms they had no opportunity to use it. They drank from the same bottle as the dead man. As far from the department's concerned, they were nearly the second victim. But they aren't dead or even ill from the sound of things. So you think he poisoned his own cup beforehand? It shows matches from Sprinter's saliva, but talks about process. Too much of the whiskey was drunk and or evaporated. Okay. That's the evidence is telling us. There's nothing in the bottle or the witness's cup. Not that witness cup, please. That must be in profiles evidence. Plastic cup with a small amount of whiskey left found. It found out right. Saliva contains no trace of foreign elements. Cup he prepared himself. He fell ill and the witness didn't. An Osher died with a foreign substance in his body. Identified foreign substance. Suicide by poison. I get that you were close, and simple explanations aren't all that satisfying. That's life. One last thing. You just said he prepared his cup himself. Did you see that on camera? He left the parlor to get the drinks and came back with his already poured. The witness says he got them from the basement. The witness says that, not the cameras. There's no cams in the lab or the basement. That seems like a security hazard. Why would Noble not set things up more carefully? It's intentional. If cams on his lab ever got hacked, outsiders could steal his IP and kick Noble's monopoly to the curb. Right, David did complain about Noble's weird protocols for combating corporate espionage. At least we could take comfort in knowing that father wasn't alone when he died. Yeah, that's worth investigating. Alright. You say. It says here when the medics arrived, he was on the floor face up. Does that tell you something? Hey, if you were going to drink a glass of poison, would you be sitting or standing when you did it? I find it very difficult to speculate on that hypothetical scenario. Let me think. I'd probably lie down. But sitting is a second guess, yeah. The seat by his body is pulled out. He was seated when he lost consciousness. I would expect to find him slumped over on the table. He wasn't found slumped over. No, he wasn't. If he had been standing when he lost consciousness, I would think he would have fallen forward. At least collapsed less neatly. So I can conclude from that, oh don't I? Only that I'm missing something. Seems like everything critical on this side of the room. Which leaves the kitchen. The camera footage of the dining room shows David and his guests. What about in here? Only cameras in the kitchen is the one mounted on the call terminal. Counselor took a snap image when the witness ran in to contact emergency services. May I see it? Not unless you scrape the witness's face off the pics first. Don't tempt me. This is where the emergency call was made. What time did the call go out? 8:04. Before you asked, the witness left the parlor at 8:03. Not enough time for them to alter the scene. I wasn't going to ask that. When did the medics arrive? 8:08, remember? Hell of a response time for a penthouse. Private EMS, come by air? Yeah, they landed on the VTOL pad you saw outside. Took them to Gatesfield. Very best if you can afford it. Look around here, seems like you can afford a lot. He got his insurance through his employer, just like most people. Health insurance policy with Caticus. Paid for through Noble Electronics. Includes private EMS services on standby. 3 levels employer. Provided plans that outrank it. He had executive level. Not like most people at all. Bottles. In a single glass. Raise, these dishes haven't been scanned for prints yet, and I just assume you might want to do your job. Yeah, they are prints. Most match the Vista. There's also, Hey, don't sneak up on me like that. All I did was walk over to you. You knocked over the salt, don't I? I was focused on the task at hand. Didn't realize tunnel vision was the selling point on your mod. Don't I, the salt. As I was saying, the witnesses' prints are on that glass. The glass in the sink. They were drinking from cups in the parlor. You see a glass on camera? No. So when did they touch this glass? You didn't toss it over your shoulder. Witnesses must have thought about giving the guy some water, but he would have just choked on it if they had tried. What, you think this glass was a murder weapon? It's bad luck, don't I? Knocked him on the back of the head so fast it went between video frames. That's genius! You should go through the footage frame by frame to prove your theory. But sure, it's bad luck. What have you gone about? The salt? Should a machine be above petty superstition? It's not a superstition, it's ancient wisdom. Give me one logical reason to care then. If too much salt spills onto your food, it makes you gag. Maybe it's on me for setting the bar too low there. You did knock it over though. Messy workplace, but a pristine kitchen. David was a good cook, but only for others. Unless he had a guess, he'd happily eat instant ramen and protein bars for 3 meals, or 2 or 1. No signs of food prep to be found. Not so much as a cheese board. Is there a knife missing? Whoever there must have shown up unannounced. Fridge, normally I want to go poking in the pantry at a crime scene. This was a poisoning. Some white wine chilling in the drawer, some real cheap liquor stuffed in the icebox. Old habits. Brains, you said you left the pantry and came back with that whiskey from the basement? Huh? That's what the cameras show, yeah. There's plenty of drinks right here, and unlike the cabinet downstairs, it's actually cold. I also wanted Rose River in particular. What's that look for? You hungry? I'm an android. I do not get hungry. Are you being sarcastic? Only mostly. I thought you said you require organic nourishment. I do ingest organic substances, but that doesn't mean that I experience hunger as you do. So you don't ingest organic substances for a long time, I become tired. What a great feature. And when I'm done digesting, I don't need to know. You know, I've had the chance to survey the crime scene, yeah. So do you think you know what happened? Detective, is his body still at the hospital morgue? Yeah, he's at Gatesfield, along with his half-hundred noble Megs who've all called dibs. Notice at the cut in line. Sarah, give me a ride to Gatesfield Memorial. Well, you can do that, can't you? I can, but I need your payment information to get started. Yeah, okay. Understood. On my way down. Got it. Sync complete. Set pickup for 10 minutes should be plenty. The crowd down there seems to have gotten quite large. 10 minutes to reach the pickup spot may be an ambitious target and don't die. How bad could it be? That's a perfect place to end it. No, we're saving. Woo! I mean, as to be expected, it's a lot longer than the prologue. Woo! And only doing 3 hours leaves you with a lot of time. Dang, Zoomers always on their phones. Fuck, caught. Yeah, but look at this. Can Zoomers do this? Probably not. Hello, Yoshi. Yes, damn it. Cereal? I'm gonna be honest. I really want to play more, but I'm having trouble speaking because my nose is so stuffed. So I'm gonna have to call it. I made it home. Let's go. We love to hear it. Have yourself one of these for getting home. Oh my God. Why does my nose get stuffy when I'm talking this much? I don't get it. Yeah, my nose is screwed up. It gets like this when I have to talk a lot for a game. I don't know why. Ugh. Whew. All right. Tomorrow. Back at it again. Persona 4. Then I get a break. You know how it be. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to play more of this probably the middle of next week. I really want to see where this is going. So, yeah. No, not close phone. Close game. 2 title. Yes. Alrighty. Have a great rest of your night and tomorrow morning, and I'll see you later. Bye.